God uses things to assign meaning to other things. That's types and figures. In Genesis chapter 40, Joseph is in prison with the butler and the baker as well as others. But the butler and the baker have a dream. And Joseph has the gift from God of interpreting dreams. And so Joseph asks them to tell him their dream. And in verse 9 of Genesis 40, it says, "And the chief butler told his dream to Joseph, and said to him, In my dream, behold, a vine was before me. And the vine were 3 branches, and it was as though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes, and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup." Now, this isn't speaking of a wine press, but that's exactly what a wine press does. It crushes grapes. And so it basically is a vivid dream that is picturing a form of a wine press. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said unto him, this is the interpretation of it, the 3 branches are 3 days, yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up thine head, and restore thee unto thy place, and thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand, after the former manner when thou wast his butler. And notice, Joseph hears the butler's dream. He dreams of 3 branches and of the grapes and crushing them, pressing them, and pouring out the wine into Pharaoh's cup and serving Pharaoh. And Joseph interprets the dream. And remember what Joseph later says to Pharaoh, interpretations belong to God. So this is from God. God is interpreting the butler's dream. And the interpretation of 3 branches is that it represents 3 days. 3 branches represents 3 days. Now, how does 3 branches represent 3 days? Where is that kind of connection made? Branches have nothing to do with time, so 3 branches ought not to have anything to do with time. Yet this is the Bible. This is how God wrote the Bible. Christ is called a vine in the New Testament. Is he a vine? No, he's not a vine. He's called the Lamb of God. Is he a lamb? No, he's not a lamb. And we can go on for quite a while listing the things that God uses to assign meaning to other things. That's types and figures. He uses people to represent other people, like David is a type of Christ, or King Nebuchadnezzar is a type and figure of Satan. Is King Nebuchadnezzar Satan? No, he's just a man. But that is how God wrote the Bible. Things or people or places represent other things. Judah represents the church. Egypt can typify the church or the world, and so on. And God's people become quite familiar with the way, it's the manner in which God wrote the Bible.